Good evening, guys. Tony back again, Horror in Todge. Hope you're all well. Thursday evening here, and I've just watched day 14 of the 31 Days of Horror. So we'll get straight into it, guys, and I'll tell you what I watched. So I watched a film from 2006. Sorry, it's a video game adaptation of Silent Hill. Now I've always been a big Silent Hill fan from the PS2 days and stuff, and on the PS1 I had the first game, and just love the atmosphere, love the horror in it, and yeah, just some really freaky shit in that game. But so this film is a great sort of story to that. It's really well put together. So I'll tell you a bit about it, guys. It was directed by a guy called Christopher Gans, who must have been a big Silent Hill fan because he got this film perfect to the video game. And it stars Radal Mitchell, Sean Bean, and Jodelle Furland. And basically, what happens is, if you haven't played the Silent Hill game, you might not like this film as much because it might feel a little bit jarring, and the way it pans out might feel a little bit strange. But if you've played the game, I think you'll be a big fan of it because, like I say, I've played the games and this film just tied in so well, and it felt so much like a video game, if you know what I mean. So even panned out like a video game. The music was the same. The score was fantastic. I need that CD soundtrack. I don't know if you can get it from anywhere, but it's such a, yeah, great music. Brings back memories, and the film was the same. And essentially it's about this family, Sean Bean and Randall Mitchell's character. They've adopted a daughter a long time ago, and when she's about 9, she starts having these nightmares and starts speaking about a town called Silent Hill in her dreams. And she does these, strange little sleepwalks and stuff through the night, and she ends up nearly dropping off cliffs and all sorts. But she's talking about Silent Hill. They asked her in the morning when she wakes up about this place called Silent Hill, and she hasn't got a clue. She's like, "What are you on about, Mum? I don't know what you're on about." But so the mum digs up a lot of stuff on Silent Hill through the internet, travels out there. It's like 2 or 3 hour travel time, and she gets there, and it's like no one wants to talk about it or anything. She gets about, I don't know, 30 miles away, 40 miles away, and she stops off at a petrol station and stuff and a cafe, and like no one will talk about Silent Hill. So basically, she sort of got to drive there, and this policewoman's chasing her because she suspects something's not quite right. She sees her in a petrol station, and she ends up crashing with her daughter, and then she loses her daughter, Sharon, her daughter's called. So it's basically, she ends up in Silent Hill. She has to go on foot after crashing her car, and Silent Hill's like this smoggy sort of ash-filled town where no one's living. It's sort of inhabitable. It's hard to breathe, and there's just really eerie. It's like a full town. So she starts to uncover all sorts of strange things happen. Like if you've played the video game, when you sort of walk around Silent Hill, when this noise goes off like this siren, like a bomb siren, and everything starts to turn into like this hellish dimension. So if you're in a building, all the walls will start to crack, and then these sort of monsters appear to try and kill you. So it's like, it's one of those sort of things where, is it in your head or is it real life? Is it a real, it's that sort of thing, psychological. And she's panning out trying to find a daughter, Sharon, around this town of Silent Hill, bumping into all sorts of different characters. The policewoman ends up helping her, while the husband, sort of Sean Bean's character, is sort of gets this detective to help him sort of go to Silent Hill to try and find his wife and his daughter. So there's another little side story which doesn't make much sense because the film's about, the hellish sort of side of Silent Hill. So I think they just put that one in afterwards to make the film a little bit longer, to feel a bit more real, instead of it more like the video games are sort of dreamlike. So they probably just added the husband in just to feel a bit more real. And yeah, it just pans out like that. And then you get this I'm not going to get into too much detail, guys. You get into this. There's sort of in the Silent Hill town, in this big church. There's sort of a cult, and it's quite a big one. And they're sort of keeping these demons away, and they sort of lock themselves in this church when the sort of the dark comes, as they call it, and you know, all these hellish creatures. You've got Pyramid Head. You've got a really creepy, one of the creepiest scenes in the film, I think, is when she's in a hospital and there's all these nurses. You'll know about it if you've seen the film or the game, and they're like really creepy. These nurses, they're all like scantily clad women with like the chests out and stuff, and then they've got these scalpels, and all the faces are all like bandaged up, and they sort of rely on light and movement, and if you move too quick or there's a lot of light, they'll like attack you, so you've got to be really quiet. It's really yeah, really strange. Pyramid Head's great in this. He's like a sort of one of the main demons in this, and he sort of pulls people's skin off, he pulls them apart, but he rapes people. He's sort of carrying this elongated sword that's, I don't know how long, maybe 10-12 foot long, maybe even bigger, and about this sort of thick, and it's just really heavy for him, but when he swings it, it's menacing, and he's just yeah, a great character. But as I say, the film, I loved it because I've loved the game, and I just thought it was a good a good adaptation of a computer game. I think it's the best of its kind. I think it's better than like Resident Evil and stuff. I just think it's well put together, and you know, the atmosphere is great. Like I say, it's like a computer game. Some of the things that happen are like a computer game. Like she'll reach into like a monster's mouth to get a key. It's like that sort of thing. So people who just go into it and not know anything about the Silent Hill video game might think this is stupid. It doesn't really make much sense. But if you know the game, it's just yeah, it works really well. Like I say, it's not a perfect movie, but it's really good if you're into the game and stuff like me. So real big Silent Hill fan. But yeah, really liked it, guys. I'm not going to speak too much more about it because, you know, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to get into real spoiler territory. But really enjoyed it, guys. It's got to be probably 8 out of 10 for me. Really love Silent Hill, and I can watch it any time. It's just a great sort of story, and it brings back childhood memories, and that music's great, and the setting, and even the CGI is really good for 2006. So yeah, an 8 out of 10 for me, guys. Get in the comments. Tell me if you've seen Silent Hill 2006. What you think about it. What you think of the computer games. Did you like the movie? Ask me any questions you like, guys. You know, I'm always here in the comments. So that's day 14 done, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow for day 15. Thanks a lot for watching.